Oh, hello and welcome to Power Word Judgment. This is our Am I the Asshole tabletop talk show where we discuss some wild stories from the internet of people's home games or otherwise just games that they post. I suppose they could be real games, not real games. Home games are real. They could be recorded games also, is what I was saying. Kind of like an pretty informal format. We'll be going story by story and such. But of course, I'm joined by... we lost Katie. I'm joined by... maybe just video. Katie might be here. I'm joined by Katie, who is here. Their video is here. Great. And of course, we've got Josh, who missed out on the last session, just living it up on vacay, baby. And of course, Grayson and Ben. Hey.
Whoa.
Hey. The whole crew's here. But yeah, if you are if you're in chat live, this is a live broadcast, you can do !story and a number, and that will give you the current story that we are on. If you're listening to this after the fact, if you're watching the VOD, or if you're listening to the podcast, it's in the description. You can go check out the links to all the stories that we are telling. They're ridiculous. I'm just warning you. I'm warning everybody. Prepare to get heated about these stories. I don't think there's really much else to get into. I think we're ready. I think we're ready for the first story, right? Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
All
we're
right.
not.
Yeah, we're not. We're not. Nobody's ready for the first story. How about we just get right into it? This first story is The Player versus the Stolen Story. This is from Pandora at Heart on r/AITA_DND. And Pandora at Heart writes, a while back, one of my friends ran a homebrew campaign set in a sort of Halloween-themed world where vampires and witches and such were the norm. We, the three players, were all playing homebrew spooky races to fit the theme. I was a wizard who was my own version of a vampire, which I'd had a lot of fun researching old folk tale weaknesses for. One friend was playing a scarecrow fighter, loosely based on a Warforged mechanic. And the final player, who's the one I had the problem with, was playing a spider-like humanoid rogue. Now, the whole focus of my character was the fact that she wanted to be a fashion designer. So she made all of her own clothes. She had a full sketchbook of patterns and designs, and she was on her way to a meeting that was supposed to kickstart her career when the plot hook of the game pulled her off course. When the rogue's character heard the introductory roleplay, she went, "Cool! Since I'm a spider, I spin my own silk and make my own clothes too," and proceeded to go into detail about what those clothes looked like and how fashionable they were. In character, I was like, wow, that's so cool. Let's compare designs. Maybe you can spin me something. But out of character, I was shocked and honestly also sad. We'd gone over the mechanics of our homebrew races earlier, as well as backgrounds for our characters, and she hadn't mentioned anything she hadn't mentioned anything about being able to spin up her own silk, not to mention her character grew up in a forest raised by wolves and shouldn't have known high fashion if it bit her on the nose. I quit this campaign after a couple more sessions because it felt like she was making herself the star of the show in more way than one, trust me. Anyway, English, God, I just, my brain. In more ways than one is, I think, what I meant to write there. And I just didn't feel like continuing the game. Am I the asshole for not sticking it out and trying to continue the campaign? In hindsight, I feel kind of bad for not trying to communicate about it and quitting after the GM put so much thought into the world building. That is our first story, crew. Pretty spicy, a little spicy. I think my initial thoughts of this story are that, like, people are, why is it always a rogue? people are allowed to kind of make, like, a lot of characters I feel kind of make things up about their characters as they go, but I do feel like straight up stealing someone else's backstory in the moment is a little wild.
Yeah, I think it would have been different if, like, the backstory, like, I think I was iffy about it until I heard that the other person's backstory was that they were raised by wolves in a forest, and then that's when it felt weird, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think I kind of agree with the OP in that, like, if they're, I don't know, I'm pretty big on, like, maybe talking it out first or trying your hand at it, because they might have not realized what they were doing.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, the last episode we had of this, Josiah said most of these problems are solved by talking to people.
Yeah. Yeah, and, like, I think maybe that's even an indicator of, like, why the table might not be a good fit for you if, like, you can't communicate with that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta wonder what the backstory was before. I mean, it was raised by wolves in the woods, and then just the hard cut to, actually, I also am a fashion designer.
Actually, I do this stuff too. Yeah. I think it's always kind of, like, interesting too to, like, I know as a character sometimes we'll be going through a campaign and there is something I do not know about the character, and then something happens where, like, there's, like, a feeling that you get that you're just like, oh, I didn't know that would bother the character I am playing, but that seems like it does. But this being the first session and being like, oh yeah, me too.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've done that too with Wyatt in Silvestead. I just kind of made a decision that he's not, like, if someone isn't, and like an animal, like we were fighting wolves or something, I'm like, well, Wyatt doesn't really want to harm the wolves, and, like, we fought the mechanical bear, and Wyatt was like, but I don't really want to fight this mechanical bear. But they, like, again, those were just character decisions kind of in the moment. I'm like, yeah, this feels right. But I wasn't like, actually, my character comes from a rich family and I stole his sword.
Yeah, that might have caused a fight for sure at the table.
Josh was like, I gotta go, actually.
Yeah, like, oh, that's super cool. We should compare family heirlooms. Not coming back next week. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's always, like, something that, like, I think you're trying to, even in those, like, small things, like, if like fashion was a big part of this character's backstory, I imagine that eventually in roleplay it would also be, like, a thing that they were good at. And so, like, when you have, like, these kind of specialized things, sometimes it feels kind of, when you're like, oh, and then someone else is like, I can do that.
Yeah, how is everyone feeling about this? What else are we thinking?
I think I was, like, similar thought of, like, you know what, choices are made in the moment. Like, yeah, spider silk, sure, clothes, okay. It was, I think, the line where it was like, and then they tried to make themselves the star of the show going forward. Right. Like, oh, this is a person you can't communicate that with. Got it.
Right.
Like, as soon as you're like, I'm in charge, I'm the one that's leading everything, you know, it makes that even trying to communicate how you're feeling about, like, hey, it felt like you stole that from me. Yeah. No, I didn't. That's just what I would do in character, like, type personality.
Yeah.
So that's where my judgment comes down on this person.
It's what my character would do.
Mm-hmm.
Ew. I don't like that. Ew. That's gross, actually. Yeah, I don't think the person's, like, the asshole for it at all. I think, given the context of the story, they could have easily tried to, I don't know, they had all that time to, the other person had all the time to say something about it, and then they didn't, and then to be like, it's our we're fashion designers now. It feels kind of weird. We probably had a couple months of planning, and then we play our first game, and it's like it's us together. It's like I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
Katie, how are you feeling?
Yeah, that is super weird to just like jump in at the first session after you've already sort of like established a backstory and just be like, you know what? That cool thing that you decided on is actually mine too. I don't know. I don't think this person's the asshole at all. I feel like if that happened to me, I'd be like, hey, I actually spent some time building this. Can you back up off of my stuff? This is my cool idea.
Listen, Greasy Rat? I've spent hours on Greasy Rat.
Only for this other asshole to come in and play a furry little guy.
This one touches close to home.
So weird that our next story is about a Greasy Rat and a Skittermander. I don't know where that came from.
Who could that be? I wonder whose point of view it's from.
Look, the world is only big enough for one tiny little fella.
I could see why this person though like might feel like the asshole, and that like they didn't try to say anything or like try to rectify it, but sometimes that's just like sometimes you just have bad vibes about it.
Yeah, and sometimes it's tough to kind of work out those details too. Paul in chat said about... Oh, sorry, Katie.
No, I was just going to say, it is kind of like also on the GM to be like, hey, that's actually kind of weird. How about, can we redirect a little bit or something? You know, like doing a little bit of crowd control from the GM to be like, I thought this thing was true about your character.
I thought you were raised by wolves.
You don't know the wolves aren't fashionistas.
You know what? You're right.
They're just retired designers.
You're fully right. Paul mentioned in chat that sticking it out for a few sessions feels reasonable, but the untold stuff behind the other things comment about some other things where they were trying to be the star of the show definitely doesn't really hit home. And Patrick said their character would like to run off for 40 minutes on their own side quest. That's a story from last week. But yeah, so I think we're siding with the person who wrote in. I don't think, I think maybe they did try to communicate. Maybe there was communication that they're not saying here. But I think maybe a little bit more communication, having that conversation of like, hey, maybe I thought you were doing this backstory, and maybe we can find like a kind of meeting point with these stories. Like that would have been something cool. That would have been a fun progression where the spider character and the vampire do kind of slowly grow into like working on things. Like the spider spins silk and they kind of work. That could have been a fun little character arc, I feel. Gilmore's going wild over there right now.
He agrees.
Yes.
I almost got a little,
ungovernable.
You tell them what a jerk you are.
So I think, now we have to punish. What's the punishment that we brew up for the second fashionista, the spider fashionista that has stomped all over our story here? What do we feel?
They have to wear only polyester in the summertime.
Ooh.
Woof.
Ow. Okay, I guess.
Damn.
Death by polyester.
You got to go hang
I
out.
put it in chat. I said, I'm not here to judge or be jury. I'm just here to execute.
Yes.
Grayson's got the guillotine. Oh, wolf spiders. Yeah, opportunity there for sure to be raised by wolf spiders.
Yeah.
All right, they need to wear polyester in the summer and hang out with some wolf spiders. I think that's where we land with that.
But wolf spiders with terrible taste, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. As we know, most wolf spiders have impeccable taste. These
they wear denim on denim. That's all they got.
Listen, You're coming for Canada now, Ben.
Whoa, whoa.
Denim on
How
denim
dare
on denim.
you.
Hold on. I just thought you guys
Denim
had
to
one
my
thing of
wedding,
denim.
Ben.
Okay.
No, you're talking about the Canada tuxedo.
Double denim every day of my life.
That's how people know I'm not Canadian. Oh my goodness.
Legitimately, to like yesterday when I ran some errands, jean jacket, jeans, I'm set.
Justin.
Probably some flannel.
That's a mess.
I did.
It is.
I got some new flannels. Anyway, we've reached a verdict: polyester in the summer. And let's get into our little second story here. I'll throw it up in the old chat live. If you're on our Discord or anything, all the stories are there. This is the player versus the liar GM. This is, I think, the longest story that we have here. This is by Sarah PH, Seraph, maybe, Vane, from Am I the Asshole, TTRPG, and Seraph writes, I don't believe I'm the asshole in this, but unsure if I would be, if I just called out the DM openly and possibly kill a chance for other players at the table so they feel like they would be the asshole if that happened. This is an online game that was started by the DM. We initially had 4 players at the start of our session zeros. Character stuff hasn't really happened yet, so I'll just name the players, altered, of course. We have Try, who is a player who hasn't played in a long bit, Time, who seems to be quite worried about timing, and Rainbow, who is very invested in getting, who is very invested but getting put off by the info that we found out. And the last character of this story is Ball. At first, Ball wasn't a part of this game, so it was just the 4 of us plus the DM. At our first session 0, the DM stated that he was just seeing if we meshed well and if we were all going to be approved for the game. Most of us believed we were already approved from the game and that our characters were fine. It's a red flag already, I feel. Session 0.2, we didn't meet due to the DM trying to add a 5th player who couldn't show up. Session 0.3, we did meet, but the new player was still absent. The DM took this time to ask us what we wanted lore dumped on us from his homebrew world. It basically came down to just me and another player pulling the DM's teeth to try to get info about the home region. Session 0.4 was the session that just happened 3 days ago. The DM said we were going to meet a new player, and 5 minutes before the session started, a new person was added to the group, who was Ball. When the previous 5th player was still in the game and not kicked, we all assumed that this was the new player we were supposed to be meeting. The session was treated similarly to the first session 0, where more lore was being discussed. A lot of our questions seemed to be answered more on the fly, even though the DM stated that this is a complete world and that the game was going to be serious. So serious that any animal or beast-like race is not allowed because they are joke races, apparently. Wild. Once we got some info and hung out with Ball, the DM said that we'd be meeting bi-weekly, when every form of previous communication said we'd be meeting weekly. Conversations popped up about Ball only being able to do bi-weekly games, which the DM told him we'd give it a week or 2 before deciding. The DM also called me out for being the reason that we now have to do weekly, even though 3 out of 4 of us had major issues with the game being bi-weekly. Ultimately, the DM decided to kick Ball out of the group. The inconsistencies are wild here. Here's the lie. When the ball no, not the ball, that's
Wait.
Fantasy High. When Ball was kicked, I asked the GM, did you talk to him and tell him why? And the DM said, yes. Rainbow got a message from Ball asking if he was just kicked. This prompted Rainbow to let me know the DM was lying. Shortly after the DM left, I met with Rainbow, Try, and Ball. We found out a lot of lies about our game, while races were allowed, about who was accepted first, and about all of us not being accepted in the first session 0 because the DM was thinking about kicking us out to add his friends, and much more. Rainbow got told that they could not play a race that another player was actively playing, with no explanation why. We are now questioning a lot of this DM's traits and are worried about why he's willing to lie so much, and also about giving lore from his setting, as he isn't even the only one working on it. Can we really trust and expect a good game from him? The DM isn't new, but on the newer side, so maybe bad DM traits can be worked on, but it's the personality traits that worry us the most. I just want to call him out. I just want to call him out among all the players to see his response, or if he continues to show red flags, but I fear that would make me the asshole. Woof. It's a lot going on in that story.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That is,
Yeah, 'cause, like-
that is really tough.
Midway through, I was like, wait, I wasn't following at all, actually. Because when they said kick the player, they didn't mean kick the player out of the campaign. They just meant from the call.
From the call. Yeah.
That's
Plot
weirder.
twist.
That's awkward.
I think they
That's
made
not how my brain thought that through
Yeah.
either. I was like, yeah, he's gone from the game.
But the way it's worded is both. I think like they kicked them from the call, but then they also
Because they were kicking them from the game.
because they were kicking them from the game.
But that's like a weird Spartan way of doing that. Like
Yeah,
just
It
being
was
like,
two loops and you're out of here, pal.
just like peace, but not even. Yeah, I mean, I think the saving grace of this story is it seems like they're not friends? Question mark.
That's the vibe I get for sure. It feels like like kind of a randomly put together game, because they did say that the DM near the end of the story, they did mention that the DM was actually considering kicking most of them out for their own friends, like, which is also confusing.
Why aren't you just doing that in the first place?
Yeah. Why aren't you just playing with your friends from the get-go?
He wanted placeholder friends. That's all. He was like
Or-
temporary friends.
Maybe
And
his
then, you know.
current friends have like been DM'd by him enough. They know that they don't want to play with him.
Yeah.
That is the vibe that I get.
Oh, they know his red flags, and they're like, "What if other people experience them?"
Yeah.
You got to make sure you.
They're like, oh, we're going to get kicked from the video call. Then we know.
That's what's getting me. Like if I was in a call, like ready to play a game with a bunch of people and then just got kicked from the call.
I just kicked Grayson from this call. Sorry, Grayson.
I'd be hurt. I'd be like, "Wow."
Also, like, after you've already created your character and, like, gone through the hoops of, like, okay, I can't play this race, I can't play this race, all right, I guess I'm gonna play this, like, to comply with whatever weird, seemingly, like, just off-the-fly rules that this guy is putting out. I mean, it's a lot of hoops to jump through just to get, kicked from a video call.
Honestly. I mean, I would judge the amount of session zeros, but we kind of do that with our podcast, where we have session zeros and then we do like preludes, which are kind of like session zeros, really. But it just feels like these were just like a lot of session zeros where nothing was really happening.
Yeah, nothing was happening.
I'll be honest, Justin, if we ever get
it makes me wonder, like, how
0.5
long were each of these sessions? Like, how much time did you spend on the video call with these people?
Yeah.
10 minutes, apparently.
I don't know, it just feels weird because
sounds
some
like
of them
it.
feel like auditions.
Yeah.
Like some of them
Yeah.
where it was like we thought we were just playing and this was session 0 to get into doing that, and then like heard that there was a chance that they weren't, which is like admittedly a saving grace probably. Because like I don't know if other players are like this, but like I like very rarely reuse a character who has a story.
Yeah.
And so like if I like went into a game and we played 5 sessions, it's hard to like forget all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so like it seems like they didn't get to that point, and that seems at least good, but still like a waste of time.
I'm confused if they've even played. I don't think they
have.
It doesn't feel
It truly
like
sounds like they just did a bunch of Zoom calls.
Yeah.
This guy was just like, come hang out with me.
Let's talk.
And he was like, I
more.
have this whole world you guys can play in. And they were like, tell us about the world. And he was like,
Next time. I'll tell you next time.
yeah.
Have I got a world for you? It's great. Let me tell you all about it. Here, first, whoopsie doodles, connectivity issues. Dropping from the call.
Oh, got kicked from the call.
So that's what you're doing, Katie. I understand it now.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Oh no!
I'm just trying to hide from the fact that I don't know lore.
Classic.
I feel like I will say also though that like I'm not too. I can understand the frustration of like limitations on characters because as a GM I like to like not be that, but I've also ran games at the library where I was like, yeah, you could play anything. And do you know how many dudes came to my table to play a Warforge with no emotions? And so like sometimes you gotta put some boundaries on the world.
But how else will they show you?
As long as it's discussed and no one else can play those.
They're so strong and tough, Grayson. How else
Showing up
does
with a
one
Warforged
show
next
how
time.
strong?
That's
And
how
tough.
therapy works. There's personal growth there.
I hate it.
That's a built-in arc.
I would be okay
So
if that's what
emotionless,
they
it becomes
wanted,
emotional.
but they just want to never have it.
Yeah. No breakthroughs for me though. None. Just
None. No,
guarantee
I'm
you,
perfect the way I am, actually.
Well, I
Just ready to be
feel
a strong man.
I feel like the punishment, not that we're wrapping this up, but I feel like the punishment for this GM needs to be they need to go to session 0 of therapy and then session 0.1 of therapy. And session
No.
0.2.
They're in session 0 eternally.
And they have
Just-
to play a Warforged who has to go through an emotional arc. That
Or only the animal races, because those are the joke ones.
I see it.
They got to dress up as a furry and go to therapy.
or
There.
no, they have to go to therapy,
There
and
we
the
go.
therapist is an Aarakocra.
Oh, yeah.
A Kenku, actually.
But they're not
Even
gonna-
better.
Only repeats back to you what
Yes.
you've said.
Which is,
Damn, my therapist is so good, actually.
They really
write
hold
such
up a
good
mirror
lore.
for me.
A whole session of, and how does that make you feel?
Yeah, Kai just said in chat that they don't know that they've been accepted into therapy, though.
Therapy.
And their therapist can kick them at any time.
Yeah, it's a Zoom call.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you like it?
God. That's,
I also think that they have to go to therapy with the player that has never shown up yet.
right. Yeah, because
There's
there
a
was
fifth
another
one that's
player
just-
that just was in limbo for this whole thing.
He's actually the
No,
therapist?
I don't think so. I think that person got added to the group chat, and then he was like, I have a new player, and everybody was like, who's this? And then he added another player, and they still didn't know who the other player was who was there.
Yeah. They're the therapist, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They just don't know it yet.
Yeah. We also have someone saying that fairly certain that a therapist could run a decent campaign, for sure. Yeah. D&D is like there's the joke that D&D is free therapy. Don't treat your D&D game like fucking therapy. Don't do that.
Don't make your GM your trauma therapist.
Don't do that. That's
Okay.
okay.
I have honestly considered running like a group therapy session D&D style,
Nice.
where you
Yeah.
can just like where you make a character based off of like your own characteristics that you want to work on.
But that's so much different than treating your D&D game like therapy.
Yes, 100%. But therapy D&D is a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Well,
good.
also think about running a game where there is a therapist and we bring past characters to the therapy session.
You put so much into this little guy. You never really talk about it today.
Where does Greasy Rat stop and where do you begin?
Me with my Warforged, like yeah, it's fine.
That Venn diagram for
Yeah,
Katie is
me
a circle.
and my emotional. Me and my emotionalist Warforged character.
Exactly.
That's great. So yeah, they need to. They just need to go to session 0 for therapy. What else did we say? Yeah. Brutal, absolutely brutal. Don't treat your D&D campaign like therapy unless it's Josh running therapy D&D.
Wow. Don't do that to Josh. Everyone that comes to the game.
That's his career.
I know, but I mean, it's just like a random game.
Oh no, not random.
This is why I haven't become a GM yet. Not ready for it.
What? Come on. We're
Too much
waiting.
responsibility.
We're waiting.
I would have 9 session zeros because I'd be like, I haven't planned it yet, so you guys are just gonna have fun while I'm over here.
I haven't decided if you're actually part of the game.
Right? You guys haven't signed the consent and waiver form for me to dig deep into your dark secret past. So,
well, listen, those forms are important. Any final thoughts on this story? How are we feeling? Pretty spicy.
Feeling good.
Are we feeling good, Ben? Is that how we're feeling?
Sentencing them to virtual therapy.
Yeah.
I'm feeling really good.
No,
about...
you're right. You're fully right.
Virtual therapy as a furry.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
to clarify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Katie.
Yeah. Listen, Josh, we have people on YouTube that are saying that therapy D&D, they think it's the way. You know.
yeah. To be honest, I'll get right on it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. There we go.
I feel like we didn't answer the person's question though, and it was that they wanted to call out the DM with all the other players. And quite literally, I think it isn't worth your time.
No, you're right. That actually was something that was in my mind to bring up. That I think that's where they're going wrong in this story is bringing it up in a group setting is very antagonistic and intimidating probably, and probably just DM them, like send them a message to be like, hey, here's how I'm feeling about this. What's going on? Are we ever gonna play?
But like they're not even friends, so like I don't even know that it's like worth your time.
Yeah, no, that's true. But if it's a game you want to stick with, maybe, having these conversations is important. But if it's a game that you don't care about, just fucking run.
I disagree. Go full petty, invite them to a Zoom call, and then kick the DM 10 minutes into the call.
Yeah. BV Luminous says find a new table. Yeah, you got to find a new table for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Well, furry therapy D&D. That's the verdict, I feel. Onwards, let me throw this in. Sorry for those watching on YouTube. I don't have the bot over in YouTube. It's just on our Twitch, but you can check us out at twitch.tv/nofamepod. The next story we've got up here is the Desired Game versus the Gaslighter. This was an anonymous submission on D&D-AITA on Tumblr. Good old Tumblr, boy.
Tumblr's still a thing.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of our friends use Tumblr.
It just got like
every day.
Less good for people because there's no sexy stuff on it.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's why I'm not on it anymore. You're right.
The Desired Game versus the Gaslighter, and Anonymous writes, am I the asshole for kicking my friend out of our D&D group that's been going on for 3 years? Me and 4 of my very close friends have been playing Dungeons and Dragons together since lockdown. It started as a way to keep in touch with people over Zoom when we couldn't in real life, but now it's a full-blown hobby we all love. That sounds super familiar, doesn't it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
However, whenever we ask one of my friends if they want to play, they never have time for it. The other 4 of us really want to play together, and at this point we haven't in months because one party member never has the time. It's not their fault. Their music career is taking off and they're getting booked for more gigs, which is great. But we haven't been able to continue with the campaign since summer, and we ended at a really interesting part. I tried to confront them about it, saying, would it be okay if we played without you? It's just that we haven't been able to play in ages, and we can catch up with you if you want to join in the session after. But they refused both times, saying that they would find some time for it eventually, but I don't think they ever will. So I just told them, look, maybe we should start playing as 4, and you can drop in whenever you want at any session, but if you're too busy, you don't have to be there. And they started getting sad and angry with me, saying I don't want to be their friend and that I was excluding them because I didn't like them. I do like them. It's such a red flag. I just really want to play Dungeons and Dragons. But I feel really bad about this now. I don't need to play D&D. It's just a fun thing, and I think I really hurt their feelings. Am I the asshole? It feels like this one has a green flag, which is communication, right?
Yeah, well, I think that's the issue, right? Is that, like, I feel like it is being really kindly communicated.
That's the vibe I get, is that they're really trying to be like, can we make this work somehow?
Yeah.
That is also the vibe I get for sure. I feel like the big red flag that sticks out to me here is that they took it from like the player that can't make it. They said that they didn't want, like, oh, you're kicking me out because you don't want to be my friend and that you don't like me. That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, granted, maybe talking to something a little bigger going on for them, but like...
Yep. Probably. Probably.
But I also think it's like, it feels just really like, this sounds so childish, but like, it seems really unfair to do that to a group of people who are trying to like explain why they want to proceed, and how like they'll catch you up. I don't know. It just feels, I understand why it feels bad.
Yes, yeah, without a doubt. I think it's a good thing. Like, I mean, it depends. Good talk. So you hate me? For sure. I mean, there are like possibilities there where they are just kind of doing, if we compare this to Critical Role, the Ashley Johnson thing from early campaigns where Ashley couldn't join a lot, so they would just like remote in or whatever. It's like, and their character was doing things outside of the main progressing story and stuff like that. But like I'm conflicted about this in terms of like continuing without a person, because like when we run our podcasts for our, like, I don't want to continue a game when not everyone involved in that story can be there. You know what I mean? Like, especially for like Silvestead and the Vast, like those characters are cemented into those stories. But then we did something like Pirateborg where it was kind of random, not really random, but, you know, like whoever could make it that week could make it, and we would just go on with our little story from there, right?
Yeah.
So I am conflicted about that aspect of it, and I guess maybe a home game there's less is less intense than a podcast, but even then we still kind of have that vibe with our home game here, where we don't really want to continue our main game without everyone at the table. I don't know.
I feel like there's like a level of compromise that's been like being tracked, because I agree in that, like, if I was gone, I feel like I've been part of campaigns where people very generously were like, oh, I'm gonna be away for 2 weeks, and I know we're supposed to meet on Wednesday. You guys can just play the session and like tell me about it. And I feel like I want to make it work. Like, I want to be there, and so like if I can't be there, like I would prefer if we took a break.
Yeah.
But I think also, like, if I knew I was consistently not there, I wouldn't ask that of someone. And then on top of that, I think when someone brought it up to you, like gave you like something we can compromise on, and you said, I'll make time for it eventually. I think now that's your part to be like, how can we fit it in this month?
Yeah.
Right? Like, how can we actually pick it up? Let me make a little bit of effort on my side so that we can like meet in the middle. And then my other suggestion would be like, just start a new campaign.
Yeah, that also.
And then like when this person wants to play, like jump back into that one, I guess, which sucks. But
yeah, they ended at a really interesting part though.
I know. And I know like I have characters that like I have so many feelings about it, and I love them so much, and like have had them be in campaigns where like things fizzle out, and so like then you're kind of like left on this, well, now they're not doing anything, and so like I understand that could be really hard, and so like maybe not abandoning it right away, but maybe like sidestepping and like doing a little something on the side if you guys want to play.
Yeah. No, big agree there. What else are we thinking, gang? How else are we feeling?
I think compromise would have been the best way to go. Like just maybe even start another game with the others if playing D&D meant that much, and then you can always pick up the other game another time when the upcoming musician is available. So you can show them that, hey, we don't hate you, actually. We love you. See, we paused it while you were selling records. So
that's a huge red flag to be like, why do you hate me? What? Where is this coming from?
It took me by surprise.
Now my brain is like, who is it?
Which upcoming musician?
Which upcoming musician is it?
It's Taylor Swift, for sure.
Yeah.
We just have to listen for a song about a campaign and like,
Yeah.
This situation sounds kind of familiar.
Can't believe this is T Swift.
The fact that they like gave them an out, really, like to be like, hey, like we will come back, like we want to play and we want you to be there, but like let us know when it works. It does fall on them to be, especially if it's not something that's
Zoom
like
call.
yeah you didn't get kicked from the Zoom call. Yeah, as someone whose life happens often, I feel for, like, you know, it sucks when you're like, oh shit, like this thing is happening and I can't be with my friends right now and I know we all want to play. And that's like really tough because, you know, you do have to prioritize. But like once they give you like, okay, we also really want to play, so like tell us when it works for you, then that does become your responsibility to be like, oh yeah, I should prioritize my friends. You know? But it's tough either way you cut it, but like I don't think that's assholey to be like, okay, well then we're gonna keep playing. You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, the last part there, but like, you know, they think that they really hurt their feelings. Am I the asshole part, right? Like talking about like boundary setting and being like, no, like this is the boundary for the game that we are hoping to play. You don't get to make me feel bad for saying that we want to play on a regular basis.
Yep.
Right. Like, I think that's one of the biggest things there for me is that, yeah, the like there was compromise. They tried a few times to get them to set a time that worked for them, and it was just ignored. Right, it was rode over. So,
yeah. BV Luminous over on our YouTube is saying that essentially, yeah, like if you're feeling a certain way, then it's good to ask to chat it out, and it feels like these people are trying to chat it out. But yeah, I had something else and it's gone from my brain. So that's
no,
that's fine.
Come back.
Nope, it's gone. So okay, I think we're siding with most of these stories we're usually siding with the person who writes. I think actually one last week we didn't, but I feel like we're siding with the people that want to play a game, right?
It's because we all want to play a game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're all sitting here like, yeah, when can we meet next?
So are we rolling dice tonight?
This is our new campaign.
I was gonna say, we even have like one of the like last week when I wasn't here to play our game, you were like, let's do something different with a group of people.
Yeah.
And then you can catch up the following week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thanks, Justin. That's amazing. Right? Like,
you want to hang out with your friends. This is, the same message from last week. You should be sitting at a table with people you like. And if they're new people, maybe you're making new friends. If you get a bad vibe, don't stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think too, like, if you're the other person, like, I don't know, it's clear to me that, like, again, I think there is obviously something going on for this person, and they're feeling maybe lonely, or like, and it happens, like, when you have like a big life event, like you have a baby or you get a new career or whatever.
You vacation in Scotland, things happen.
Yeah, sometimes things happen. And so, like, it might make you be feeling really isolated, but I think, like, you also have to be, like, happy that your friends are doing things they enjoy and love, and sometimes that doesn't include you.
Yeah. That is it. What are we sentencing this musician to do? My sentencing, coming from a very real place of my life, they're just,
Write a sad emo song?
No, they have to have an awful sound check, every sound check for the rest of their life.
Wow, that's hard.
Cursed with bad sound checks.
I once
Damn,
worked with...
Just needs to write their feelings out.
yeah, I was thinking like a Taylor-esque breakup song, but okay.
No, I worked with the sound.
Yeah.
I was taking over.
I was going to say, she's probably,
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Justin. I was going to say, she's already got a bad curse. She's got a bad punishment by having to marry Travis Kelce. But...
Ooh, woof.
Wow.
I
don't know what you're talking about.
I worked
Because
with
Taylor Swift is engaged to Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I did work with a sound engineer who I was taking over for this engineer, and he fell asleep during sound check. So that's a bad sound check. That's a bad time to be doing sound check, and you're like,
just EP, Justin.
The vocalist looking for the stage, like, are you hearing me right
Sometimes
now?
you just need a nap. Okay.
Signaling the lights guy, like, can you just like point it down, like on him?
Just do a spotlight real quick to wake him up.
Okay, maybe mine was too harsh. What were the other alternatives we had? Sad emo songs, Taylor songs. Yeah,
Bad breakup song.
Bad breakup songs.
Or maybe just like a song flop, like maybe you have a peak, and then like your second song is bad because it's about how you hate your D&D.
Or their most popular song is the song that they write about themselves, how no one likes them, and that's their most popular song.
Wow.
That no one likes them.
Justin.
We're creating like Batman villains is what we're doing.
Exactly. Light up the bat suit. Hold on. We might have to stop this now.
Justin, you made me think that like their one-hit wonder is about the campaign up until the really interesting part where they stopped, and then they've lost all inspiration after that.
Ooh, yeah.
Writer's block.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's too real.
Sorry.
Oh no.
It's fine. It happens. All right. A whole host of judgments and punishments I think we've dished out here. We're getting on here to our final story. Listen, time flies when you're having fun.
That feels wild.
Yeah.
Just when my internet started working.
Truly just when your internet's... Katie's over here in high def.
We figured it out finally, guys. I found my Ethernet cables.
plugged them all in.
Plugged them all in.
You had to crochet a wire warmer to keep it flowing.
I'm actually
Maybe just
crocheting my
crocheting,
Ethernet cable
yeah.
right now.
This fourth story here is another a spicy one to end it off with. It's called The Player versus the Untrustworthy Comrade. We love to see it. Do we love to see it? I don't know. This is from Anonymous, also on D&D, Am I the Asshole on Tumblr, D&D-AITA. And Anonymous writes, Am I the asshole for not having my character help a friend's character during a D&D session and then getting upset at him for saying I should have helped? I play D&D with my friends bi-weekly. Are they your friends? And one of these friends tends to not exactly think his character actions through. I suppose this would be fine if not for the fact that a lot of his character actions make him very unlikable and not exactly a team player. For example, he decided that the right course of action after a powerful entity told his character to kill my character in a rather gruesome way was to hide this vital information from me and just run away. Last session, he thought it would be a good idea to react violently to a guard on a different plane, which didn't end well. And granted, he was being threatened, but he also was bringing a very powerful magical artifact to a court. Now me and the other players didn't step in because those were consequences of his actions. He was upset how we never stepped in because we're supposed to be a team and we should have said something. I said, my character isn't good at talking to people and it would have made the situation worse. And also, they've been threatened with a knife because of him twice now. He argued that I still should have tried, after which I just yelled at him that my character isn't going to help someone that they don't trust. The distrust here is more than justifiable. His character has threatened them, seemingly threatened their siblings, and tried to withhold vital information. He left after that, and the DM and other players reassured me it wasn't my fault and that he just didn't want to face the consequences of his actions. But I still feel like I fucked up there. So, am I the asshole? It's a little spicy one.
All I have to say about this is that look, if you are gonna do something stupid, make sure that your GM has your back, because they will build a whole battle around your stupid action.
It's true.
And make your friends also have your back. You gotta make sure you're likable enough to your GM.
It's giving me very much like murder hobo vibes. You know, that's the kind of vibes I get here from this.
Mm-hmm.
Kai said it's
Yeah.
a communication problem again. Yeah.
I mean, it is, but I also think, like, I don't know, our OP here feels like they were pretty they were pretty open and honest about their feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think that, like, sometimes there is a player like that. I don't know.
It
that
seems
I'm a
like
good
this
person to
player is
respond
like a guy who likes player versus player, like that kind of conflict. I just don't understand those players at all.
Yeah.
Like, why have a game if you're not gonna have like a group of people who are in it together for if they don't trust each other, they at least have to be willing to work together and like have each other's back. Like, you just have to have that built into your story.
Yeah. I think it's very
Otherwise,
sorry. Yeah.
like, they just kill each other, you know?
Yeah. I think it's a very fun dynamic to have trust issues, but not in an assholey not in like a purposely above table contentious kind of way. Like, I actually hate this player, so I'm going to go against everything that their character says. You know what I mean?
The guy from the last story. I can't believe you hate me.
Yeah, exactly.
I think too, like, as someone who's played characters or is currently playing a character who, like, I would describe as maybe not being the nicest guy in the world, it, like, nobody at my table hates him.
Yeah.
Because, like, you're still always doing what's in the best interest of the party, or at least like a story beat that is interesting, that has consequences for your character alone. Right? And so, like, when you go into town square and start like punching children, like
classic,
like classic shitty guy, like, I just feel like it seems like you want to be able to get away with a lot of things, and like the other players aren't really allowed to do that, because you're like, well, you're supposed to fix it, and like, it's not your friend's job to fix the weird fuck ups you do at the D&D table because you wanted to be an asshole.
Yep, for sure. I think that really nails a lot of it. It just, like, I think there is a level of maybe the player doesn't really understand the game, because when you're a new player, you don't really understand the dangerous situations that you might be in. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have that kind of weight, or maybe it's not like translated properly of how bad a situation could be. So, like, speaking down or like confronting like a powerful entity, as it was said here, maybe they just weren't aware, giving the benefit of the doubt here, maybe they just weren't aware of how bad of a situation they could be in. I don't know.
I was gonna say, I think my biggest problem is, like, this feels like player, like, conflict rather than character conflict, right? Because if we're talking character, you know, the what is the statement there? It was like, this is a character that they don't trust, or they distrust this character. And I'm like, yeah, but if you distrust somebody that much, you wouldn't have them in your party anymore. Or there'd be a conversation, like, role play wise, of like, hey, that's not okay. That's not who, like, what we're doing here. And you know, there's some like replacement stuff that would be talked about, like, if in an actual like party setting, right?
Yep.
And I think, like, my biggest problem is that, like, the shouting match that they got into it about, like, yeah, my character's not going to do that for somebody they trust. You're like, or they don't trust. You're like, okay, but I don't know. I thinking back, I mean, I think back to, like, Null Shore and, like, the Chad and Ed dynamic. They clearly didn't like each other.
Yeah.
But they would jump into a pit for the other one, because it's like, well, you know what? You're going to do something stupid. All right, I'll follow you in.
Giving
even though they wouldn't.
I'll follow you into the dark.
So, like, I think, like, that's where I think I fall on this one, being like, I don't know if I agree with the OP specifically, because they might not trust their decisions, but if it's that great, then the party isn't necessarily going to work out for what they're trying to do.
Yeah. No, I get that for sure. And, like, I think the difference between what I see as Ed and Chad versus, like, this story is that you and Patrick were playing into that dynamic too, right? Like, it was very much, and this doesn't feel like
yes. And you can see me and Patrick had fun doing that with each other.
Yeah, also true.
And I think, like, that's where it's awful.
I can agree with Josh in that like, it's clearly like character and player are bleeding into each other, in that, like, that trust also doesn't exist between the players, whereas like Josh and Patrick, there is trust there, and like Belle at our Eberron table, like, I can slug one of them and it doesn't feel shitty, because I'm not actually trying to hurt them. It's just like part of the dynamic or the story, or like, and those are established. Like, I'm not doing it without knowing that the person I am doing it to is going to be like, oh, they don't like me. Right?
It definitely comes from trust at the table, without a doubt. But I feel like there's a couple of things on both sides of this, though, that are a little off, right? That's what it feels like. Any final thoughts on this one? How we feeling? Excuse me. No?
I think if we're like adding again to what the person was saying is, I think at the end of the story they said that this person left the table and isn't coming back, and that they felt responsible for that, and
Yeah.
everyone else at the table assured them that that wasn't the case. And so I feel like there are things that we are maybe missing
Yeah.
about the other player, that like maybe what is happening is like her blowing up was reactionary
Mhm.
to a lot of things that have been building up, and she was just the first person to say something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting from the table. And so like you could still be the asshole, but like maybe you're not, like your table all agrees and you want to be a table together, but like maybe it wasn't handled the best way for the person who left the table.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. All right. Well, what is the verdict that we're reaching here? What do we? Who do we feel like? Because we got to judge someone. Who do we feel is in the wrong here?
We don't judge either of them, and they fight to the death in a Thunderdome.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, like, you bring them all back together and make it an entirely like make them all work together to do something. Like that each individual person has to like
Trust
step
building
on the other
exercises
person. Just a series of, they all have to go to trust building exercise, like a retreat for their party.
Trust falls. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Just doing a bunch of trust falls and icebreakers, zip zaps off all over the place.
Doing a trust fall and not being caught.
Oh,
I'll catch you, Ben.
Oh, Ben.
Grayson's got you.
I'd always catch you.
We might both fall on the floor, but
That's okay. Oh.
I don't know if Grayson's tall enough to catch Ben.
Grayson is tall. That's a
I'm
6
so
foot
tall.
person over there. All right?
Grayson's very incredibly tall.
My water bottle is normal.
Yeah, that's your previous water bottle. You've just got larger for sure. Yeah. So I think the punishment here is this group needs to get back together and they need to do trust falls at the edge of the Thunderdome.
Oh, I like the stakes.
Yeah,
that's good.
Truly
Your actions
wild.
have consequences.
Your actions have consequences, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Another batch
What are you
of
gonna learn?
another batch of wild stories.
Incredible.
Truly wild. Every time I'm doing like research for these, I'm just like, man, people are in some bad games. People are playing bad games.
Yeah.
Kiss and make up, consensual kissing and making up, sure. Why not? Maybe some
It's that
smooches.
kind of game.
Yeah, smooches for the homies. Give the homies
No,
smooches.
You gotta smooch the homie.
Smooch the
You
homies.
have to smooch your homies.
You should smooch the
all know
homies in your
this.
D&D games. Is what I'm
Smooch your
saying.
homies.
Unless you're boyless like that one guy.
Unless you got no boys.
No boys to smooch.
Then you got no
Who's
boys.
boyless? Last week?
Last week,
Yeah.
yeah, no boys last
No
week.
boys, yeah.
In Incroyable.
That photo of Beth.
The photo. That's not even here to defend herself.
She sent it to everybody. There's no defending.
I just edited it. That's all I did. You know.
But yeah, hey, this was a ton of fun. Some really problematic tables that mostly this week was a little bit better. I felt like there was some communication happening this week, whereas last week was just a lot of people just not talking about anything. Thumbs up is going wild.
So much tonight.
I don't know what to do. Like, I want to do this.
You just went like this.
This is like my comfort pose, and I want to like rest my arm like that, but it just keeps giving the fucking thumbs up.
I think it's even funnier because I don't think that like chat can see it.
I think it's just on the edge of the. Oh yeah, down here. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But they just see the thumbs up. Yeah, you're fully right. I think the takeaway though is talk to your friends, play at tables you enjoy, and go to Josh's D&D therapy.
Therapy.
Get some therapy.
And
yeah.
if you don't want to go to Josh's therapy D&D, come to my problematic table where we have 800 session zeros.
We fight the Thunderdome.
And everybody is the star, and I lie to all of you about what's going on in the world.
No!
Grayson is the most toxic
Incredible,
table.
Grayson.
Yeah.
And I'll kick you from the Zoom call if you think otherwise.
Just a Thunderdome of emotionless warforges.
Yeah.
Let's play.
Oh,
Let's
no.
fight. Let's do it.
Right.
Oh no.
And you're all getting arcs you don't want by making you cry at the table.
Forcibly crying.
Everyone was raised by spider wolves,
They're so fashionable.
not wolf spiders.
One denim.
Spider wolf. It's wolves with 8 legs.
Oh,
Faster
It's all
wolves.
fashionable, stoic, warforged characters. At
me
the
outta
next
here.
table.
yeah. All wearing Canadian tuxedos.
Yeah.
These
Oh,
green flags are now red. I want out of here.
they're fading in the sun.
Grayson scares me.
Well, hey,
I'm
friends.
powerful. I'm the
Uh,
powerful entity sent to kill you.
I'm so terrified.
Thanks for joining us here. We had Katie and Grayson and Ben and Josh. I don't have an exclamation for Josh, but I do have podcasts, which that's what we do. We're in the same podcast. In chat
I feel
here,
like you
check
linked
out-
to my Twitch.
did I? Yeah, I probably did link to your Twitch. Eh?
Have I been on that thing in like the last 2 years?
We've been on it when we were murky diving.
Oh, right.
True.
Correct.
True. Anyone? Does
Depends
anyone
on the
have
pulse.
anything they want to plug? I know we've got a bunch of links in chat, but if there's anything particular, anything at all,
Trust
Nothing
falls
in
at Josh's
particular.
house.
trust falls at Josh's
Right.
house.
Ethernet
more
cable
than welcome.
covers.
Ethernet cable covers, yeah. Or they double up as snake cozies.
Handmade Ethernet cable covers and snake cozy.
If you're cold,
This
your
is
Ethernet cable's
that's a
cold.
fat snake, girl. It's a bundle of cables.
Conduit of cozy. A cozy conduit.
A CC. Oh no.
The cozy conduit.
The cozy conduit.
Thanks, gang. Find me on Etsy.
You can, if you're listening to the podcast and you can't see the links, they're in the description, but you can check out Ben at Ben. Is it Ben By? I don't know how to pronounce.
Ben B.
Ben B. Okay, listen, I'm
Ben.
from Newfoundland. Okay, you put a B next to a Y, you got by.
Ben B.
Yeah.
Ben B with 4 Y's.
Yeah,
B N
it's-
B Y Y Y Y.
Mhm.
Is it right?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Grayson does things over on her YouTube sometimes.
I don't.
On YouTube sometimes. I said YouTube sometimes.
we got One Piece reactions.
And season 2 is
True.
coming up next year. We're gonna have a whole new bunch.
It's just going to be me staring at Smoker for 4 hours.
Still frame of Smoker. You can't find Katie anywhere except knitting conduit cozies.
Find me on Etsy. But you have to look really hard.
Because everything is AI generated
I'm not gonna-
bullshit.
Ew.
Oh yeah.
And me and Josh are over on Silvestead, our D&D 5e podcast, GM by Patrick. It's a Dire Odyssey D&D series. You can catch us on catch the VODs on YouTube, catch it on your favorite podcast app. That's Silvestead, or check us out nofame on your favorite podcast app. Myself and the rest of the gang here, Katie, Ben, and Grayson, are in the Vast with special guest Beth, who's on vacation right now. where we're playing a Starfinder 2nd Edition series that we've been on a little break for because we all decided to go on vacation and stuff. So
Yeah,
we're
and I stole Katie's backstory, so we're trying to figure that stuff out.
fully stole the backstory.
She fully did.
Can't believe it.
She came for my brand, honestly.
Thanks, Kai, for the reminder. We have merch.nofame.ca. None of us are wearing our merch right now, but we have it, baby. Nice little t-shirts and hoodies and all kinds of little things you can find over there. Apparently the game mat's also good. That's what I hear. What else do we have? Hey, it's October, and next week we're offline recording a Mothership 2-shot. That will be streaming at the end of the month. But yeah, we're going to play a 2-shot of the Mothership system set in 1990s Null Shore, which is going to be fun as heck, featuring Grayson. Grayson's going to be there. Yeah.
Whoa.
I'll send you my backstory, actually.
Josh already sent me his backstory.
Yeah, I'm a ship player.
Grayson's so toxic.
I can't believe
I
this
can't
is
tell you
how
what
I
my
find
backstory
out.
is. 'cause you feel it, so.
Grayson will take
Yeah.
it.
Grayson's going to take it.
Josh,
Could you
hide your
imagine
backstory.
if She stole that backstory, Justin.
Can't believe Grayson's character's name is Chad.
The backstory stealer. That is. Ooh.
That's me.
Oh,
I just imagine you dressing as like the Hamburglar and like taking people's like
yeah.
Yeah.
taking
Let's
people's
go.
backstories. That's all I can see now.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
Yeah. I saw so much purple that I was like, I don't own any purple, but that's grim.
I'm sorry, BV Luminous. I really should be getting links for YouTube. I'll drop some links in YouTube to our stuff right now, because that's only fair. I need to connect our bot to YouTube, and that's a little bit more complicated than it sounds, to be honest with you. But yeah,
Right,
wow.
just type in girl crying while watching One Piece and you'll find me.
You'll find me. Look for the most toxic table. But yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out on YouTube and our Twitch chat here, pals. We'll be back next week. We got Silvestead live, same channel, not same time, earlier. And then the Vast, we've got one session of the Vast coming up in 2 weeks from tonight, which is our only session before we pause again because I'll be on vacation. But that's okay. But yeah, other than that, check out what all of our lovely friends are doing: One Piece, crying, and variety streaming, and all of that good stuff. And we'll catch you all next week and onwards, friends. That's it from us.
Bye.
Good
Take care.
night. Oh, sorry, that's not it from us. We're gonna raid Masquerade. That's what I wanted to say.
Oh.
Over here on Twitch.
Okay. Well, damn. All right.
Raiding our friend
Hey,
Masquerade.
Justin.
Now that's it from us. Good night.
Okay. Bye.
Goodbye. For real this time.
For